Guvar Dhokli Shaak is a cluster bean and dumpling curry enjoyed in most Gujarati homes. This easy version makes for a speedy weeknight dinner alongside Rotli and Kachumber.
Let's make Guvar Dhokli Shaak.
This recipe makes use of cluster beans, also known as guvar, and you can buy these in any Indian shop. They kind of look a little bit like French beans, green beans, and they are a bit flatter. So you know how like French beans are round? These are flat in their surface and they take a little bit longer to cook too.
Add when I make guvar, and it's kind of like a rule, is ajmo or ajwain. They are carom seeds and they really do help in our digestion of the guvar because they are kind of like stringy beans. We need to kind of add some things that are going to help our bodies break it down. So asvatida is also a really good one. So the two that I like to add to this dish are always ajmo and hing. That is carom seeds and asvatida, and you will not go wrong.
Tap the link in the description box for a full list of ingredients. First, let's prepare our guvar or cluster beans. Wash them and top and tail the very ends of the beans. If some of the beans are extra long, you can cut them in half too. If your cluster beans are more mature, as in they are large and wide, you can boil them until they're tender and peel off the fibrous strands that run down the long edge of the beans. In this recipe, I choose young beans and cook them from their raw state. If your beans are large and mature, you'll need to add the pre-boiled and cooled guvar towards the end of the cooking time in this curry. To make the dhokli, place chickpea flour in a bowl, add plain flour and coarse semolina. We'll need to add some spices to give these dhoklis some flavour. First up, it's ajwain or carom seeds, ground turmeric, salt, baking powder, crushed garlic and Kashmiri red chilli powder. Mix it all up well. Next, add some oil and warm water. Combine it all to form a shaggy dough. Now knead the dough for 5 to 6 minutes. I like to give the dough a final knead with some more oil at the end to make it extra supple. Now cover the dough and let it rest for 20 minutes. Once the dough has rested, divide it into 2 equal parts. Cover the portion you're not going to work on so it doesn't dry out. The first thing we need to do is roll this dough into a long sausage shape. It should be around 2 centimeters in diameter. Trim the ends of the dough and set them aside. Now cut the dough into rounds about half a centimeter thick. Roll these dough portions into rounds between your palms, applying gentle pressure. Use your thumb to make an indentation in the center of the dough. They should look like little belly buttons. Now set this aside and repeat the process until all of your dough has been used up. You can apply a small amount of oil to your hands if you feel like it's sticking. Dhokli can be rolled into many shapes, from long strips, squares and diamonds to discs, buttons and logs. How you roll your dhokli is down to your personal preference. I'm using my Instant Pot today, but you can just as easily use a regular pot. Put the Instant Pot on saute or browning mode. Add some oil, ajwain or carom seeds, crushed garlic, and saute for around 20 to 30 seconds. Quickly add some tomato puree. Cook the paste out for about 1 minute, stirring it all the time. Now add chili powder and ground turmeric, asafoetida, sugar and salt. Add in some water and the prepared guvar. It's worth noting here that if you can't find guvar, then you can just as easily make this curry with regular French beans. Give everything a really good mix up and wait for it to come to a boil. Now it's time to add our gorgeous little dhoklis. Once all of your dhoklis are added, fold the mixture really gently with the spoon. Try not to be too rough because we don't want them to break. Place the lid on the Instant Pot and make sure that the vent is closed. Cook the curry on high pressure for 17 minutes exactly. Once the time is up, carefully release the steam. Open the lid and stir it well. The dhokli should be cooked through and the guvar should be tender. Place it back on saute mode to evaporate some excess water, but not too much because the dhokli will continue to absorb the water as it sits. If you remove too much water at this stage, the curry will become dry. I like to serve my Guvar Dhokli and Shaak with a simple salad of radish, onion, tomato and fresh coriander. You can enjoy it with either rotli or rice. If you liked this recipe and want more Indian vegetarian comfort food recipes, please subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. You can tap the bell icon to be the first to know whenever I upload a new recipe.